something. So with the start of the new year, 2021, what we also get is a reset with all of our market statistics. So we get to start out with a nice fresh page. And one of those statistics that we get is the conforming loan limits for 2021. These are the maximum dollar amounts that Fannie and Freddie will lend to, as set by the Federal Housing Finance Authority, also known as FHFA. And we're happy to note that the dollar amounts for Fairfield County went up to $548,250. So your conforming rates, which are the best rates, usually the lowest rates, those are available for loans all the way up to $548,000. By the way, that's up from $510,400. That's a 7.42% increase. What's interesting about that is FHFA takes a look at 4 quarters. So that is fourth quarter of 19 and the first 3 quarters of 20, and decides what is the average house price across the nation. One of the things they noted was in no counties in the country has the number stayed the same or gone down. So everywhere is hot, everywhere is roaring, and our county is the same. Now, we also have an additional dollar amount because we're known as a high balance county. So we have an additional dollar amount that we can loan to for 2021, which is $601,450. And that number actually didn't change from 2020. It remains the same. So the bottom line here is that these high dollar caps for what Fannie and Freddie will buy in the loan dollar amounts means the borrowers can apply for conforming loans, which is considered safer because they're sold through Fannie and Freddie. And they're going to more borrowers getting lower rates in 2021. So I think that's a great way to start off 2021, and we're excited to do that, to partner with you on that. So there you go.
Awesome. Thank you so much, Paul. We appreciate those updates as always. And again, a very happy new year and a prosperous 2021 to you. All righty. So a couple of quick announcements, then we're going to dive into our main topic for this morning. Our announcements are as follows. Be certain that you are on these 9 a.m. calls pretty much all week, this week, and perhaps next week, because we've got a whole bunch of new things to be bringing your way, and we are going to do them kind of one at a time so that you can absorb the new and then kind of spend a day and then get back on and hear something new again tomorrow. So we're going to spread that out over the course of the next couple of weeks as we roll out new and exciting things for you. One of the things that you will have this week is year-end stats. I'm just finishing those up from the weekend, and so by the end of the week, you will have year-end stats, and we will go through them together, perhaps on Wednesday. Still looking at that schedule. Another announcement, one-on-ones. Your business one-on-ones and your tech one-on-ones will return Wednesday, Thursday, Friday at the end of this week. So do watch for emails later today to book your slots. Do remember they go very quickly, so grab those slots as quickly as you can. And with the tech one-on-ones, let's be clear about the tech one-on-ones. If you book a tech one-on-one and you cannot keep your appointment, you need to give us at least 24 hours notice so we can rebook that slot, right? That is an outside resource that we hire for you, and we get to pay for that whether you show up or not. So please make certain that you are being as attentive to your calendar as you absolutely can be and need to be when you book those slots, and don't schedule over them. I think that's all the announcements I have. So without further ado, let's dive into our content for this morning. I think I'm going to spotlight myself, which I don't normally do. All right, so now everyone should see me nice and big, me and Wilson. Wilson looks good, doesn't he? 2021 Wilson is better than ever. We're loving Matt Wilson. All right, so do you agree that year after year after year, real estate seems to get more and more expensive to be a part of, right? If you don't agree with that, you should look back and see what your board dues were 5 years ago versus 4 years ago versus last year versus this year. Right? And so unfortunately, what happens out in the world is that things just continue to go up, right? We have the same experience with what we purchased on your behalf. E&O insurance premiums continually go up, and so that then forces us to take a look at what we turn around and charge you. And so what we're looking at right now is are ways to buck that trend. We're looking at ways to figure out how to help you not spend as much money running your real estate business so that you can keep more money in your pocket. And so the first announcement we have to make to you for 2021 in our new year of excitement is the fact that we are going to, starting right now in January, get rid of monthly fees. So your monthly fees are no longer going to be billed to you the way they have been in the past. And so here's what that looks like. We have an E&O premium or fee, E&O premium fee that we pass on to you. Our E&O insurance, both market centers had record years last year, right? E&O insurance is based, the premium is based on volume. The volumes in our market centers were up 30 to 40%. So what do you think that means for E&O premiums? That means that we have to figure out a way to balance everything out so that we don't have to pass along increases to you as a penalty for being awesome, right? That doesn't seem like the right thing to do. And so we have increases in E&O. Our E&O premiums had been around $300 to $350. They were looking to go up to around $400 to make sure that we could cover everything. Your tech fees are billed monthly, right? Your tech fees, $25 a month. That's $300 a year. You have a $25 a year profit share fee that gets built into your January invoice, right? And then depending on your market center, there was other stuff thrown in there. ALCs made decisions over time that had some additional fees show up on your monthly invoices to the tune of probably another $100 or so a year. And so when you add all that up, we were looking into 2021 at $800 to $850 a year if you added it all up. So what we did is we sat and we figured out how to manipulate that and change the annoying monthly fees into one simple annual fee for you. It doesn't mean it all goes away because it costs money to be in business. But what we've done is instead of an $800 to $850 expense dripped over 12 months here and there for $25 or $35 or $300 here and there, what we've done is we've compacted all of that into a $499 annual fee that gets paid now in July. So we took the $800 to $850. We sucked as much out of it as we possibly could. We ate some of it. We negotiated hard to get the rest of it down and created an opportunity that we can pass along to you a simple $499 fee once a year instead of monthly fees. How you get to pay that is you can just pay it in July if you so choose, because it'll be billed in July, or you can pay it out of any closing between now and July. So if you decide that you're just going to take it out of your next closing and be done with it, you have that opportunity. Or you can pay it over 3 payments, June, July, August, right? So June, July, August. You can break that up, $199, $150, $150. That takes care of that $499. And so because we're combining everything and doing just one monthly fee, you don't have to worry about the every single month's check writing or credit card billing, right? That'll part of how we were able to reduce all those numbers down is to reduce the workload for our MCAs, right? Our MCAs won't now be spending time invoicing every single month just once a year. And so it all helps to keep us all tight and efficient and have it cost as little money as possible to run your business. Now, what I'm noticing as we were going through all of this, we were benchmarking some E&O fees. And so Barbara Asif asked, does that include E&O? Yes, that includes everything, right? It's your E&O, it's your tech fees, it's your annual profit share participation fee. It's all of that rolled into one little ball at $4.99. It's kind of like getting E&O for almost nothing, even though our prices are skyrocketing because your volume is going up so much, right? And so we worked really hard to pare all this down. Again, we would love for it to be able to just cost you zero. That's not the real world, right? And it's not business. What we know by looking at competition, our competitors, is that E&O fees alone are anywhere from $350 to $750. The highest one we found was $750 a year for just E&O, right? And that doesn't take into consideration anything else that might get billed in or charged. So $4.99 annual fee in July. You get to pay it in July. You get to pay it out of a closing between now and July, or you get to take a payment plan June, July, and August. By the way, why July? We purposely pushed it into July simply because that's when most of you are closing most of your business, right? Summertime, June, July, and August are the heaviest closing months. And so, you know, we want to make sure that it's as far away from this time of year as possible, between all the holiday stuff that you have to pay for in January, your board dues, your MLS dues, everything else that comes due right now. So we pushed it to the other end of the spectrum to make sure that you were as far away from board dues as we could possibly get it, and not be coming back around the other side. So that's announcement number one. Again, that's my hope is that is exciting to you. We worked really hard to be able to make sure that we could eliminate those monthly fees and make it simple and save you money. And I think that we've accomplished all of those things in this plan. So my hope is that you're excited as we are. That's really the conversation that was put on the table for today. Like I said, we have about 2 weeks worth of conversations to have with you around family reunion, around different compensation models, around a leads program, around a services program, around so many other things that we're continuing to mold and manipulate on your behalf. You know, the reality is you're either growing or you're dying, right? And so when I look at complacency around our business models, and this is the message I want to send to you today. Take this time of year to look at your own business model. Take this time of year to look at what you do and how you do it. Are you willing to blow it up to make it better? Are you willing to step back and say, okay, this is how we've been doing things, and it's relatively easy. We have a system. We have all this stuff in place. Are we willing to blow that up and put it back together again in a different fashion to make sure that it's better? I would encourage you to look at your listing tools, to look at how you work with buyers, to look at all the ways that you run your business and see what you might be willing to blow up. Blow it up, and if you put it back together almost the same way, great. But what we have found is that as we continue to take pieces of the business and just blow it up and put it under a microscope and look at it and try and figure it all out, how to make it better on your behalf, we keep finding ways to do that. And I think what you'll find, if you're willing to blow up your own pieces of your own business, that you will find ways to deliver bigger, better efficiencies and effectiveness on behalf of your clients, right? That also happen to benefit you. Does that make sense to everybody? All right, I will do this. I will, because we are at 9:20, for 2 minutes, I will open this up to any questions you have specifically about the conversation we had this morning about the pivoting to an annual fee. So just unmute if you have a specific question around that, and I will call on you in the in the order you unmute. Anyone have a question on that?
Yeah,
Dan, go ahead.
thanks, Rick. I'm assuming obviously a silly question, but this is effective this July, right?
This is effective right now. Thank you. That's a great question, Dan. This is effective right now. So you will not be billed in January for your profit share annual fee. You will not be billed starting right now for any monthly tech fees. Right now, we started. We are still working on a plan, just in case there are people who have paid for things past right now through July. There's a couple of prorations that have to happen, right, for some people in some market centers. And so we're working on how that's going to be handled between now and the end of June. If that is you, don't worry about it. We will figure it out and we will take care of it. And you will not pay twice. If anything, we'll err on the other side and make sure that you are taken care of as well. But that starts right now. So thank you for asking that question. Anybody else have any questions?
Well, one more, Rick. Is this across the board just with our market center, or is it for multiple Keller Williams market centers around the Eastern Seaboard?
Another great question, Dan. Boy, you are full of great questions this morning. My stars, I'm loving you. So another great question. And the answer is this is not a Keller Williams Realty International rollout program. This is what we are doing on your behalf. So it's our 2 market centers. It's this part of Fairfield County. It's the fact that we continue to look at what is best for you. And if there's anything we can do to figure out how we can continue to still make money and have it cost you less, then we are going to do that. That is a promise that I will make to you this morning, going backwards and going forwards, is that we will consistently and constantly look at ways to be in business together, which doesn't mean greedily making more money without considering the costs to you, right? We're in partnership with you, and so therefore we want to be certain that we're always looking at that. So right now, this is our deal for our agents. Whether or not the country takes a look at what we're doing and decides that they want to implement that as well, we'll have to see. Mary Pat.
I was just going to ask you to repeat what's included that's going to be the yearly fee. You mentioned E&O insurance, the tech fee that comes out monthly, and the profit share fee that comes out once a year. Is there anything else that I'm?
No, so those are the 3 main things. Again, depending on your market center, there were some additional things that ALCs had put in place. Those things will go away, and ALCs will then address one by one inside of their market centers whether or not there's a reason to reallocate some of those funds. But no, those are the 3 main things, Mary Pat, you hit them. Donna.
Oh, first of all, thank you. This is very exciting. Thank you very much for whittling that down for us. So my question is a simple one. If I select one way to pay that fee this year, can I select a different way to pay it next year, or how's that work?
Absolutely. We are all about choice. Yes, indeed. So yes, we're gonna be sending out some information via email that says, please pick the way you choose this year. Again, if it's just paying it in July, you don't really have to choose anything. You just have to let us know ahead of time if you're going to do the 3-month payment plan, June, July, August, or if you want it out of your next closing between now and July, and to just get it over with. So yes, you can absolutely choose how to do that each year. Every January, we'll be sending that out, because that will also mirror, Donna, the way we're going to look at compensation models. As you start to have different choices around compensation models, that same type of thing will happen every year as well. So that you're going to start, as we continue to announce more and more things over the course of the next couple of weeks, you're going to start to see how a lot of this kind of fits together. Right now, you're getting one cog here, one cog here, and one cog here. They actually do all fit together in a pretty cool machine. So thank you for that question, Debbie.
So what about the desk fees? Is that a separate fee, or that's included in?
So right now, so thank you for asking that. Right now, desk fees are under review. As most of you know, we have not charged desk fees since we shut the office in March. They are under review, and we are figuring out a program to bring desk fees forward. So hold tight on that. That is going to be one of the additional announcements that we're getting to in the next week or two. So stay tuned for that, because more coming on that. David?
Rick, is there an opportunity? I mean, is it just one closing, or can you do it over several closings, or just the one closing, just to keep things easier for the admin?
Yeah, so right now, great question. And right now what we're looking at is taking it out of one closing, because it's just $499. You know, if it was a bigger number, we would look to spread it out over a number of different closings. But with the $499, we are just looking to take it out of one closing to make the accounting simpler on that. And so if spreading it out makes better sense, it might be better to choose the June, July, August payment, 3-month payment plan. And that way you can kind of parse it out a little bit differently. Any other questions? Yes, Lydia.
Rick, one more question. The E&O insurance, is that different from the liability insurance that Fabian Durango has explained to us as agents?
Yes. So E&O insurance is something that the brokerage obtains on your behalf. We have, in the last 2 years of risk reduction, and in anyone who's joined the company since the last risk reduction session, you got that in an addendum to your independent contractor agreement. We do encourage you to go out and purchase a separate personal, commercial, business liability umbrella policy, just in case you're ever sued personally. If they sue the market center and they sue your sales team, or they sue whomever, sometimes people also sue agents personally. And because you're independent contractors, our liability policy does not cover you because you're not employees. Most of the time, that's going to be covered under E&O, under errors and omissions insurance. However, what we have found is that not all the time does that happen. Sometimes there are things that you're sued for, like slip and falls on an open house. There was no error or omission, and so the E&O policy kicks it back and says, we're not covering that. And so if you get sued personally, it may cost you money just to hire an attorney to say, look, I'm not the broker here, so remove me. But you still have to pay somebody to go to court for you to say, remove me, right? So those little policies, they are on top of what I'm talking about, Lydia. And they do both Charles Rio and Fabian Durango have paths for you to get those insurance policies. We do encourage them. David, last one.
Yeah, I just is there a good practice policy that you guys have recommended for an amount for that umbrella?
An amount?
Yeah, no, an amount for the umbrella, $1 million. I mean, what have you guys had a good practice?
Got it. Yeah. So what I would say is $1 million cost you about, I don't know, $300 in a year, maybe $295, $325, something like that. Again, talk specifically to your insurance folks around that. But I would say $1 million it's kind of the low tier, and I don't know that you need more than that. Again, what you really need is something for the what if you're named personally. Usually you're not named personally, and usually the E&O will cover you if you are, depending on what you're being sued for. But this was that outlier with some of those slip and fall scenarios. So $1 million, I think is plenty. That's my opinion. I would get the advice of your insurance person.
Thank you.
You're welcome. Guys, that's all the time we have. I hope this was helpful. I hope this is exciting for you as much as it is for us. Stay tuned all week. Again, we'll continue to drip all these new and exciting things out to you all week, this week and next, 9 o'clock every morning. Have a fantastic day today, and we will see you soon.